welcome back to another fun how to read while doing yoga, or maybe rather how to do yoga while you read. This is going to be a nice and quick but cozy. We're going to go all out cozy this time, which is why I've got Miss Kitty here too. My little Miss Mia is going to assist me today. She's going into her little kitty camper right now. There's some catnip treats in there, that's why. But other than that, let's go on ahead and get started with our yoga reading routine today. So to get started, as always, make sure you've got a book, either physical book, ebook, whatever. And then also for today, make sure you've got either some yoga blocks. If you've got yoga blocks, they work really well. If not, you can always use like couch cushions, like a bolster, like a workout bolster or something, or pillows. I always say that word wrong. Either way. And because this is going to be a nice and cozy practice, I am going to be employing a very cozy blanket right here that might entice Kitty to stay with me, or maybe not. I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Before we even start with our reading while doing yoga today, we're actually just going to do one yoga pose without reading at all first. So I'm just going to set some of my stuff to the side just for a minute. We're actually going to start out in what's called child's pose, if you've not done child's pose before. All we're going to do is get basically on your hands and knees here. And with the back feet, you can point your toes, just roll down. And then we're going to stretch our arms all the way out. We're just going to hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds or so. And we're going to kind of stretch your spine a little bit. Hey, kitty. So feel like you're stretching by pushing your fingertips out as far as you can. That'll really help release your back. You can put your forehead on the ground if you'd like, if it'll reach. Otherwise, just hold. And release. Great job. And whoosh, there goes the fireplace, which is going to be kicking on and off. So we're going to get things nice and toasty over here. I also feel like I should mention as we get started here that I'm doing this cozy themed because it is literally 12 degrees and dropping outside right now. So it's freezing out there, you guys, it's freezing. Or if you're doing this some other time of year that's not in the winter, maybe it's like rainy day. I always like to do cozy things on rainy days too. Even if it's like hot in the summer, just stay inside and just get like nice and dry, right? So now we're going to go ahead and pick up our books, and we're going to kind of get back into child's pose, but not all the way down this time. So this time, I'm actually going to scooch back a little bit here so you can see me. We're going to come down and just kind of come to your elbows here, your forearms, and then from there, you can kind of enlist the help of one of your props. If you've got a block, that's what I'm going to be using. Or you can use your pillow, and just set it down. And I'm going to rest my book on top of it like so. So that way it kind of keeps it up to like eye level for me. Or you can put it on the ground too if that's fine. So we're just going to read for about a minute or two. And then we're going to switch on to the next pose. So you can start reading now. You can go on ahead and find a good place to stop with your reading. A good place to pause. I'm going ahead and start to roll back up. She did come back to the box, what do you know? Alright, next thing we're going to do what is called staff pose. So you might need to shake. I know my feet fall asleep a little bit there, so you might need to roll your ankles out just for a minute or two. Well, just for a moment or two, really. Then after that, we're going to sit with our legs completely in front of us, like so, straight. That's why it's called staff pose, because it's like our legs are a staff. And now for this, what I like to do, and this is going to help if you've got a prop, like your pillow or your block available, I'm going to sit my hips up on the block. I'm going to kind of come forward a little bit, sit up on this block here. And then if you want to get extra cozy, I'm also going to put my blanket on my legs a little bit. You got a weighted blanket, that would be really nice, wouldn't it? A little bit of weight on the legs right now. This is just going to help us to sit up a little bit. We're not going to lean over in this. You can either flex or point your toes or just relax them, doesn't matter. We're just going to sit in this pose for about another minute or two. So you can go on ahead and continue reading now. Go on ahead and start to find a good place to pause. Now from here, I'm going to take this blanket off for a second. You can remove the block from underneath your hips. I'm going to twist quickly side to side, just kind of maybe crack your back a little bit after that. Kind of stretches the spine a little bit different than child's pose. It doesn't seem like you're doing much in that pose, but you do feel it afterwards. Now from here, we're going to do a wide-legged seated forward fold. So from here, go on ahead and I'm going to actually put my blanket, if I can, over my shoulders like that. Coziness, hello. Very cozy. And then from here, go on ahead and we'll open legs side to side. Don't open as far as you can possibly go because we're going to be sitting in this pose for a couple of minutes. So you don't need to go stretch to your limit, but you can go as far or as not far. This is fine, you guys. If this is all as far as you want to go and you want to just lean forward like this, that's totally fine too. But just go on ahead and find a position that works for you, however you want to place your legs. And from here, I'm going to stack my blocks now, I think. So I can put my book on top of them. You can go on ahead and start reading once again. And also, you can lean as far forward as you'd like. You can stay up, whatever you want to do. Or maybe go a little bit farther down the more we sit in the stretch. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. You can go on ahead and find a good place to pause. You can come back out of the pose now. You can kind of rock a little bit side to side. Kind of get that all twisted out again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a nice little pop in the back there. All right. Now we're going to go on ahead and do just a couple more things on our backs. Yay. That's always a yay moment, right? So again, you can kind of maneuver around a little bit. Now from here, what I always like to do is either take a small pillow or one of the yoga blocks, and you can put it, without destroying Kitty's camper, oh my goodness. And you can kind of put it under your head like a pillow. That's what I always like to do. To kind of release the neck a little bit, yeah. So for this next pose, we're going to take a second block, if you have a second block, or again, another, like a cushion or something. You can even like roll up or fold your blanket if you've got a blanket for this one. We're going to put the block again under the hips. So kind of come up into a bridge pose. You can place the block there and then just release for a second. Nice. Now from there, we're going to go on ahead and do a little bit of a variation on legs up the wall pose, as it would be. If you actually have a wall nearby, you can put your legs against the wall. But what I want to do, instead of keeping the legs straight, I kind of want to bend the knees and let them kind of come forward until they kind of like rest, not completely into the chest, but you kind of feel the weight of them come forward a little bit. And if this is a little bit too much for you, it can kind of be a little bit of compression like in the stomach. You can always go on ahead and remove the block. Try without the block, or try traditional legs up the wall, either with the block, without the block, against an actual wall. So play around with this, you guys. Find what feels best for you today. And once you're in your comfy, comfortable position, you go ahead and continue reading. Go on ahead and find a good place to pause. You can kind of wiggle, or put your feet down, I guess, and then kind of wiggle your prop out if you had a prop, and then you can kind of wiggle your hips a little bit more, kind of curve and extend through the back, curl and arch rather. Just kind of releasing that up quite a bit. Okay. Now from here, we just have a couple more, like I said, a couple more poses to do left. So I'm actually going to put this block aside. I don't think I need it anymore. We're going to go on ahead and we're going to do a laying spinal twist to both sides. So you can pick a side, doesn't matter which side you do first. But we're going to extend the top legs. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do towards the right first, so towards you. I'm going to shift my hips a little bit to the opposite side before I bring my knees down on the right side. And then from there, I'm going to take this top leg and I'm going to extend that leg completely out. Okay. And if you want, like what I'm going to do is I'm going to, hello again, Miss Kitty, put my blanket kind of a little bit over my hips just to keep cozy. You can also kind of roll up your blanket or wad it up if you'd like and kind of put it under your bottom knee. If this is a little bit too much, you want to prop your legs up a little bit, that's fine. And, yes, hello, kitty. We're going to go on ahead and continue reading. Yeah. Go on ahead and find a good place to stop. rather to pause as we get ready to move on to the other side. So you start to uncurl the legs a little bit. You can kind of rock the hips side to side. Release the back again. You're getting some really good back stretches today, I'm telling you. I'm definitely feeling it. And again on this side, I'm going to move over a little bit so I don't have to stick my foot in the fireplace. We're going to go on ahead and whichever side now. Make sure you rock your hips a little bit to the opposite side, and then you can kind of roll over. Roll your knees. I'm going to roll my knees now to the left, and I'm going to extend my right leg, the top leg. And curl up with your blanket if you'd like. I'm just going to put it over this. And you can now continue reading on this side. Go ahead and find a good place to stop. Go to unravel once again. Kind of wiggle the hips. Get a couple more pops in there. Is popping today. And now for our absolute final and best, coziest pose of ever, corpse pose. Which if you've taken any yoga class before, it almost always ends in this pose. So basically, it is exactly what it sounds. We're just going to stretch completely out. Just lay stiff as a board light as a feather. And I'm going to put my blanket over me so that it'll be, yes, nice and very cozy now. And you can read here for however long you'd like, if you'd like to pause the video now and stay for quite a while, or if you want to read just a couple more minutes with me. Okay. Like I said, you can always pause the video if you need to take more time. Stay cozy as long as you'd like for read, for absolutely as long as you'd like. But yeah, that's our yoga practice for today of yoga reading cozy edition, I guess. I hope you guys really enjoyed following along with this routine with me. Let me know in a comment if you did. And of course, let me know in a comment, what did you choose to read for today? If you're curious, I picked up the same book I did last time in the summer. Guys, this is how bad I am at sticking to one book. I forgot about this book until I did this yoga reading session again. Or until I was planning to do this and I saw it on the shelf and I go, oh yeah, I did that last time, so maybe I should read it again. But yes, I was reading this book called How to Talk to a Widower, with the lovely cover that, as I've said, looks like an ad from Ashley Madison circa 2007. And hey, if you need something to read, might I suggest, you can actually check out I've written some books. I'm an indie author, if you didn't already know that. So I'll leave a link to some of my books in the description box. You can check those out. But let me know what you read in a comment, and I hope to see you again soon, and maybe some more reading, yoga, and workout videos.